Beloved, listen with the ears of spirit and not the noise of the world. For I declare to you a law: nothing comes by chance, and nothing is random under the dominion of divine order. Even the lottery is not luck. It is vibration. It is consciousness. It is alignment with the infinite supply that never runs dry. You have been taught to believe that wealth is for the few, that prosperity belongs to the strong, that luck decides who wins and who loses. But I tell you, that is the language of illusion. The universe does not gamble. The universe calculates. The universe responds to the voice of faith, the decree of power, the vibration of certainty. Before you hold that ticket, you must hold a greater truth. Before you look at numbers, you must look at identity. Before you see what is printed in ink, you must see what is already written in spirit. For what you claim, you become. What you declare, you attract. What you affirm, you embody. Hear this law: the word is the wand. The declaration is the seed. The voice is the key. Say aloud, I am wealth. I am abundance. I am divine order. Say it with command, not with doubt. Say it as prophecy, not as wish. For the universe bends to the soul that knows. There are 3 words that shatter poverty, 3 words that summon the treasury of heaven, 3 words that align your spirit with the river of gold. These words are not whispered. They are thunder. They are decree. They are I am wealth. Say it before a ticket, and you change the ticket. Say it before money, and you change money. Say it before the world, and you change the world. You do not wait for numbers to align. You align yourself, and numbers obey. You do not beg for chance. You command chance, for chance is illusion and law is reality. When you speak, heaven records it. When you declare, substance takes form. When you say, I am wealth, the invisible becomes visible, the unseen becomes seen, and the improbable becomes inevitable. Do not play games with spirit. Do not say the words lightly. Say them with fire. Say them with certainty. Say them until every cell in your body rings with truth. I am wealth. And when you hold that ticket, know this: the ticket is not your source. God is your source. The ticket is not your wealth. Consciousness is your wealth. The lottery may be a tool, but you are the law. So I say, stop praying as beggars. Stop hoping as gamblers. Stand as creators. Stand as inheritors. Stand as the children of the infinite treasury. For every time you declare I am wealth, you are not waiting for riches. You are commanding them. Speak it. Declare it. Prophesy it. Say aloud now, with the full force of spirit, I am wealth. I am wealth. I am wealth. And watch what happens. The universe does not gamble. It does not throw dice into chaos. It does not leave your destiny to chance. The universe is precise, exact, mathematical, governed by the law of spirit that cannot fail and cannot be mocked. Hear this and let it burn into your soul. Every thought is seed. Every word is decree. Every action is a command sent into the invisible, and what you send forth must return multiplied. Men call it luck, but heaven calls it law. Men call it fortune, but spirit calls it alignment. Chance is an illusion of the carnal mind, but law is the unshakable foundation of creation. You have been deceived to think some rise and others fall because of luck, because of coincidence, because of the whims of chance. But I declare, nothing is coincidence, nothing is random, nothing is outside the rhythm of divine order. The one who aligns with law cannot be denied. The one who walks in vibration cannot be robbed. The one who speaks in faith cannot be silenced by appearance. The universe is not a trickster. It is a mirror. It reflects your belief. It magnifies your word. It multiplies your decree. Say aloud, I am not a child of chance. I am a child of law. I am not at the mercy of luck. I am in command of divine order. Say it until the walls of your doubt collapse. Say it until your subconscious mind bends to the truth. Say it until every cell in your body remembers its divine covenant with abundance. For the universe hears certainty, not begging. The universe responds to clarity, not confusion. The universe obeys decree, not hesitation. The gambler prays for luck, but the knower commands by law. The fearful hope for numbers to align, but the awakened soul knows alignment begins within. Do you not see? The ticket, the business, the opportunity, the relationship, these are but shadows. The substance is vibration. The foundation is belief. The power is the law. When you move by law, doors open that no man can shut. When you speak by law, mountains bow and seas divide. When you decree by law, provision flows as rivers from the throne of spirit. Poverty cries, if only I am lucky. Wealth declares, I create by law. Misery says, fate is against me. Abundance proclaims, the universe is ordered in my favor. For the law cannot be broken, but men can break themselves against the law. To resist it is to live in famine, but to align with it is to live in overflow. And alignment is not struggle, alignment is remembrance. Alignment is declaring who you are, again and again, until illusion crumbles. Say aloud, I walk by law. I prosper by law. I attract by law. I manifest by law. Say it with fire, not with fear. Say it with conviction, not with wavering. For the law does not respond to lukewarm voices. It answers the bold, the certain, the unwavering decree of faith. Every time you declare, every time you align, you move unseen forces, you command substance, you summon provision. Do not be deceived, beloved. The universe is not gambling with your destiny. The universe is not tossing your fate into chaos. The universe is responding, always responding, faithfully responding to the vibration you emit, the word you speak, the identity you claim. Therefore, claim rightly. Declare boldly, align completely. For the one who knows the law does not wait for luck. They create inevitability. And I prophesy, the moment you cease to play with chance and begin to command by law, your life will turn, your supply will flow, your path will shine. The gates of abundance will open, not because of luck, but because you stood in law. For the universe does not gamble. It responds, it obeys, it mirrors, it multiplies, and it returns to you exactly what you send forth. Say aloud now, with no hesitation and with no fear, I live by divine law, and by divine law I prosper. And so it is. 3 words carry the power to tear down centuries of limitation, to silence the voice of lack, to crush the spine of poverty and cast it into the dust. 3 words are sharper than the sword of fear, stronger than the chains of debt, greater than the illusions of chance. These words are not a prayer of begging, they are not a hope in the distance, they are a decree, a thunderclap, a declaration that shakes the heavens and reorders the earth. Those words are, I am wealth. Say them, not with hesitation but with fire. Say them not with trembling but with certainty. Say them until the marrow of your bones resounds with truth, until every hidden doubt is shattered, until every cell vibrates with prosperity. For when you declare I am wealth, you are not describing a condition, you are summoning identity, you are not asking for riches, you are revealing what Spirit already planted within you. Poverty is a lie, a shadow, a vapor that disappears under the light of truth. Poverty whispers, you are not enough, you will never have enough, you must wait for chance. But truth roars, I am wealth. Lack pleads for permission, but divine law gives you dominion. Scarcity hides in darkness, but the voice of I am burns it with holy fire. These words are not ordinary, they are keys, they are codes, they are the hammer that smashes the prison door of limitation. Every empire, every fortune, every treasure begins not with coins, but with consciousness. The external is only reflection, the visible only shadow, the inner decree is the source. Therefore, the one who declares I am wealth is not waiting for money to arrive. They are commanding money to take form. They are not looking at their pockets, they are looking at their soul, and the soul is infinite supply. The one who says I am wealth speaks as creator, as heir, as master of vibration, and creation must obey. Say it now, I am wealth. Let it thunder from your lips. Let it echo through your subconscious mind. Let it break the generational curse of lack that lingered in your family line. Let it pierce through the walls of disbelief that the world built around you. Every repetition is a strike against the kingdom of poverty, every declaration a nail sealing the coffin of scarcity. And hear this law, whatever follows I am must manifest. For I am is the divine name, the eternal flame, the spark of God within you. When you join your word with I am, you are not speaking as flesh, You are speaking as spirit. You are not begging for supply. You are commanding the treasury of heaven. Therefore, I am wealth is not wishful thinking, it is a prophetic decree that substance cannot resist. You may say, but my bank account is empty. Declare still, I am wealth. You may say, but my debts surround me. Declare louder, I am wealth. You may say, but nothing has changed. Declare again, declare again, declare again, until the unseen world bends, until the visible world shifts, until the floodgates of abundance burst open. For words spoken with conviction create worlds, and the world of wealth begins with these 3 words. Poverty cannot withstand them. Scarcity cannot dwell where they are spoken. Limitation cannot survive the fire of I am wealth. They are not theory, they are not philosophy, they are divine law, and divine law never fails. So I command you, speak them daily, speak them hourly, speak them as breath itself. Write them upon the tablet of your heart, carve them into your spirit. Let no contradiction silence them, let no appearance weaken them. For when you declare I am wealth, heaven records it, earth reflects it, substance obeys it, and your destiny is sealed with abundance. Say it now, with authority that shakes the invisible, I am wealth, I am wealth, I am wealth, and watch as poverty's back is broken forever. Your identity shapes destiny, not numbers on paper. Hear this truth and let it strike your spirit like lightning, the digits written on a page, the balances in a ledger, the figures in a bank account are nothing but shadows, fleeting illusions that rise and fall. They are mirrors, not masters. They are effects, not causes. They bow to consciousness. They obey vibration. They bend to identity. For destiny is not written in ink. It is written in the soul. Numbers shift, accounts change, markets collapse, tickets fail, but the one who knows who they are cannot be shaken, cannot be robbed, cannot be denied. Say aloud, I am not numbers, I am not paper, I am not balance sheets, I am identity. Declare it until the illusion loses its hold on your mind, for the world trains you to measure yourself by digits, to define yourself by salaries, to enslave yourself to accounts. But I declare to you, these are phantoms. They are effects of the unseen. They are the fruit, but you are the root, and the root determines the harvest, not the fruit itself. The gambler looks at numbers, the fearful watch digits, the doubter reads statistics, but the awakened soul knows. I am wealth, therefore wealth must manifest. I am abundance, therefore abundance must appear. I am divine inheritance, therefore no paper can define me. The lottery ticket, the paycheck, the account balance are only symbols, and symbols change. Identity is eternal, and destiny flows from identity. If you see yourself as lack, lack multiplies. If you see yourself as debt, debt increases. If you see yourself as small, your world shrinks. But if you see yourself as wealth, wealth rises to meet you. If you see yourself as abundance, abundance surrounds you. If you see yourself as heir of infinite supply, doors swing open where walls once stood, for identity shapes destiny, and destiny bows to the decree of I am. Say aloud, I am the rich soil where gold grows. I am the living magnet of supply. I am the heir of the infinite treasury. Say it without trembling, for the law does not answer weakness, it answers certainty. The universe does not calculate by chance, it calculates by consciousness. The numbers on paper may say, you are empty. The law declares you are full. The digits may scream, you are poor. The spirit thunders, you are rich. Which voice will you believe? Which identity will you claim? Understand this, numbers follow you, you do not follow numbers. Paper reflects you, you do not reflect paper. Money is your servant, not your master. Supply is your instrument, not your identity. When you rise in consciousness, accounts swell, opportunities open, doors multiply, and figures rearrange themselves to honor who you are. But when you bow to numbers, when you believe paper is power, you enslave yourself to shadows, rise above it. Declare your identity and command the shadow to reflect your truth. Identity is the root, destiny is the fruit. If the root is strong, the fruit must appear. If the root is wealth, the harvest cannot be lack. This is law, This is order. This is truth. And the truth is this: you are not digits. You are divinity clothed in flesh. You are not paper. You are spirit wrapped in eternity. You are not chance. You are law embodied. Say aloud now with unshakable force, my identity is wealth. My destiny is abundance. My life is overflow. Declare it until the old self dies. Declare it until the mask of poverty falls. Declare it until heaven and earth align with the truth of who you are. For your destiny is not bound by numbers, it is bound by identity, and your identity is eternal wealth. The ticket is a symbol, consciousness is the source. The world looks at the ticket and trembles, the world sees numbers printed and believes destiny hides within them. But I declare to you with fire and certainty, the ticket has no power. The ticket holds no fortune. The ticket is but ink and paper, a shadow without substance, a signpost without the road. The true source is consciousness. The true gold is within. The true wealth flows from the decree of spirit. If the inner life is aligned, the outer symbols must obey. If the inner life is in poverty, the outer symbols cannot save. Men worship the ticket. They bow before it. They whisper to it, as if it holds the keys of fate. But heaven laughs at such ignorance. For nothing outside you can create what you have not first claimed within. The law is eternal. The outer is servant. The inner is master. The symbol is shadow. The consciousness is seed. The paper is vessel. The spirit is supply. Therefore, stop worshipping symbols and command substance. Stop bowing to paper and rise in decree. Stop waiting on tickets and align with truth. Say aloud, the ticket is nothing, my consciousness is everything. Declare it until the illusion falls away. Declare it until your mind awakens to its rightful dominion. Declare it until your spirit rises above superstition and grasps the reality of divine law. For the ticket is not your source, the lottery is not your salvation, the game of chance is not your inheritance. God is your source, divine order is your salvation, eternal law is your inheritance. When your consciousness is saturated with wealth, even a worthless piece of paper can become the instrument of abundance. But when your consciousness is saturated with lack, even a winning ticket will be squandered and lost. Do you see? The ticket does not decide, you decide. The numbers do not create, you create. The symbol does not shape destiny, consciousness shapes destiny. The source is within, and from the within flows the without. If you chase symbols without first possessing consciousness, you chase shadows into the void. You may grasp the ticket, but it will slip through your fingers, for the root was not planted. But if you possess consciousness, if you know who you are, if you walk in identity, then symbols come running to serve you. Tickets, money, opportunities, channels of supply, they cannot resist the vibration of one who knows they are wealth. Say it again, the ticket is a shadow, I am the source. The paper is a vessel, I am the law. The symbol is temporary, I am eternal. Speak it until you believe. Believe it until you embody it. Embody it until the world bends to reflect it. For consciousness commands substance, and substance shapes symbols. Do not mistake the vessel for the river. Do not confuse the channel for the source. The ticket is but a cup, but the river of supply is endless. If the cup breaks, the river flows still. If the ticket fails, the source remains unshaken. The one who knows this truth cannot be moved, cannot be deceived, cannot be enslaved by appearances. For they know the symbol is nothing, the consciousness is all. Therefore I prophesy, when you rise above the worship of tickets and align with the power of consciousness, your supply will no longer depend on games, your abundance will no longer hinge on numbers, you will become the living magnet of wealth, the unshakable heir of divine provision, and symbols will chase you, tickets will bow to you, opportunities will serve you, for they are but shadows of the reality you carry. Say aloud now with unbreakable force, the ticket is a symbol. Consciousness is the source. My supply is God, my inheritance is abundance, my life is overflow. And so it is. Declaration is creation. What you speak, you become. This is the eternal law, the unbreakable order of spirit. From the beginning of time, creation was birthed not by effort, not by toil, not by struggle, but by the word. Let there be was spoken, and the invisible became visible, the void became form, the silence became sound, the unseen became seen. And I declare to you, the same power that spoke galaxies into being is the power that flows from your tongue. Your word is not empty breath, it is decree, it is command, it is prophecy, it is law in motion. What you speak with conviction, you create. What you speak with certainty, you embody. What you declare with fire, you become. Say aloud, I create by my declaration. I call forth wealth. I call forth abundance. I call forth divine supply. Say it until your words break through the veil of doubt and strike the unseen. For heaven does not respond to whining, it responds to decree. The universe does not obey hesitation, it obeys command. Spirit does not answer the weak whisper of fear, but the thundering voice of faith. What you say shapes what you see. What you decree determines what you draw. Every word is a seed, and every seed must bear fruit after its kind. If you speak lack, lack must appear. If you speak fear, fear must multiply. If you speak defeat, defeat must grow. But if you speak wealth, wealth must gather. If you speak abundance, abundance must surround. If you speak victory, victory must rise. For your word sets the vibration, and the vibration summons substance. Therefore be mindful, for your mouth is a throne, your tongue is a scepter, your decree is law. The world has trained you to speak carelessly, to confess limitation, to declare defeat, to joke about poverty, to agree with lack. But I tell you, every careless word is a seed planted in the soil of spirit. Every negative decree is a harvest waiting to manifest. Cancel them now, reverse them now, overthrow them now with the fire of new declaration. Say aloud, I uproot every seed of lack. I uproot every word of poverty. I uproot every confession of fear. And I plant now words of wealth, words of abundance, words of glory. Do not wait for evidence before you declare. Evidence follows the word, it does not precede it. The world says, I will believe it when I see it. Spirit says, you will see it when you declare it. The doubter waits for proof. The believer creates proof. The fearful wait for signs. The knower becomes the sign. Speak as if it already is, and it must be. Declare as if it is complete, and completion will follow. Say aloud, I am wealth. I am success. I am divine inheritance. Not I will be. Not I hope to be, not someday, but now, in this moment, with no delay. And know this, when you declare, heaven records it. When you declare, the unseen rearranges itself. When you declare, angels move, doors open, channels shift, provision flows. For your declaration is creation, and creation never fails. Even now, the life you live is the harvest of past words. Change your words, and you change your world. Speak a new decree, and you summon a new destiny. So I command you, watch your tongue as a guardian watches a gate. Do not allow words of lack to pass through. Do not permit words of fear to escape. Let only words of power, words of certainty, words of wealth flow forth. For your word is law, and law does not fail. Say it now with unstoppable force. Declaration is creation. What I speak, I become. What I decree, I embody. What I declare, I manifest. Speak it until the atmosphere shifts, until the ground shakes, until the universe bows to your decree. For your word is not small, it is the echo of God's own voice. And when you declare, creation must obey. Stand as heir of infinite supply, not a beggar of chance. You were not born to crawl before luck. You were not created to kneel before fortune. You were not fashioned to chase scraps at the table of uncertainty. You were sent forth from eternity as a child of divine inheritance, clothed in the authority of spirit, endowed with the keys of the kingdom. Your wealth is not in the hands of chance. Your destiny is not decided by random numbers. Your portion is not dependent on the dice of men. You are heir. You are owner. You are ruler. And all that the Father has is yours. Say aloud, I am heir of infinite supply. I do not beg, I do not plead, I do not wait on chance, I command by law. Speak it until the chains of false humility break. Speak it until the lies of poverty dissolve. Speak it until your soul rises to its rightful throne. For the beggar asks, but the heir declares. The beggar hopes, but the heir knows. The beggar waits, but the heir commands. Do you not know who you are? You are the offspring of abundance itself, the child of the eternal treasury, the vessel of infinite wealth. All that is in heaven is mirrored on earth. All that is unseen waits to become seen. And all that belongs to God belongs to you as heir. Yet men live as beggars because they do not claim, because they do not decree, because they shrink before appearances instead of standing in identity. Break this lie now. Stand upright. Declare your inheritance. Take your portion. For the law of spirit is clear. What you claim, you keep. What you refuse, you lose. Chance is the idol of the powerless, but law is the weapon of the awakened. Luck is the refuge of the fearful, but inheritance is the throne of the faithful. When you bow before chance, you deny your bloodline. When you kneel to luck, you forget your identity. But when you stand as heir, the gates of provision open, the storehouses release, and wealth flows as rivers from the unseen into your hands. Say aloud, I do not beg for coins. I inherit kingdoms. I do not wait for chance. I create certainty. I do not chase luck. I command law. Say it until your vibration shakes the dust of poverty from your spirit. Say it until the very atmosphere around you begins to bend toward wealth. For heaven does not recognize beggars. Heaven recognizes heirs. Spirit does not respond to groveling. Spirit responds to decree. The universe does not bend to chance. It bends to identity. If you believe you are a beggar, you will live in scraps. If you believe you are heir, you will live in overflow. If you speak as one waiting on luck, you will wait in vain. But if you speak as one in possession, possession will manifest. For the law is eternal. As you identify, so you manifest. Therefore, cast off the garment of the beggar. Tear off the mask of chance. Stand clothed in the robe of inheritance. Lift your head as a child of the infinite treasury. Walk as one who knows, I have all and I lack nothing. Supply is mine, abundance is mine, inheritance is mine. Do not ask, will I be chosen? Say instead, I am chosen. Do not ask, will I win? Say instead, I have already won. Do not plead for luck, declare your law. For luck is fleeting, but inheritance is eternal. Now, with authority, with certainty, with the fire of divine remembrance, speak this decree, I am heir of infinite supply. I do not beg for chance, I command by law. I walk in abundance, I live in overflow, I reign in wealth. And so it is. And now I speak the conclusion, the seal upon the prophecy, the final decree that closes the circle of truth. Hear it, and let it strike your soul. Wealth is not outside you. Wealth is within you. Abundance is not in chance. Abundance is in consciousness. Destiny is not in numbers. Destiny is in identity. You are not a beggar of luck. You are heir of divine law. You are not tossed by fortune. You are anchored in spirit. What you speak, you become. What you declare, you embody. What you claim, you inherit. Therefore, stand in your power, rise in your certainty, and decree with unwavering voice, I am wealth, I am abundance, I am heir of infinite supply. Let these words burn through every doubt, break every chain, and call forth the life ordained for you since the foundation of time. The universe does not gamble, it obeys. The law does not falter, it fulfills. And your destiny is not waiting. It is here, unfolding at the command of your word.